refreshing tea break and had a moment or two to exchange ideas with each other. Before we begin, another request to please switch off your mobile phones or turn it to silent mode. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also joined on the dais by another esteemed dignitary. We welcome Shri Janpal Singh, Officer on Special Duty to Dr. Kalam, and we now request the Commissioner of Police, Mumbai, Shri D. Sivanandan, to please welcome him with a beautiful bouquet of flowers and a memento. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we extend a warm welcome to Shri Janpal Singh. Thank you so much, sir.
I would now like to invite our next speaker, Shri Shamal Datta. He's one of the finest officers Indian Police Service has ever had and is a well-known expert in security matters. Shri Datta was an IPS officer of the 1965 batch and was born on the Western Bengal cadre. In his illustrious career, he held several important postings. He was a superintendent of police of Cooch Behar, Jalpaiguri and Darjeeling districts, and also served as Deputy Commissioner of Police, Calcutta. In 1979, he went on deputation to the Intelligence Bureau, where he handled a host of field and analytical duties.
In 1994, he took over as the director of the SPG, the Special Protection Group. He returned to the Intelligence Bureau in 1997 and took over as Director IB in 1998. That was a critical period when he handled several critical and sensitive issues. After his retirement in May 2001, he was appointed as Governor Nagaland, a post which he held from January 2002 for the next 5 years. He is now based in Calcutta. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we welcome Shri Shamal Datta, former Governor Nagaland and retired Director IB, to please take this session forward.
Anami Shiva, one and only Mr. M.J. Akbar, and esteemed security analyst Mr. Uday Bhaskar, ladies and gentlemen, I really feel honored to be here amidst you all, thanks to the invitation from Mumbai Police. And I feel somewhat overawed by the presence of some eminent people from different walks of life in this auditorium to speak on terrorism. If 26/11 was described as a savage attack on the soul of India, 13/2 at Pune was a grim reminder, and 15/2 in West Midnapur district of West Bengal was a clear confirmation of the growing dimensions of Maoist terrorism happening in India. Terrorism, insurgencies combined with the organized crime constitute one of the most difficult security situations and challenges in the recent history in India. It is often said that terrorism is as old as the history of human civilization. Human mind is basically selfish and greedy. It wants to dominate and exploit the mind and resources of others. And in the process, it sometimes becomes the sole source of conflict. And there are conflicts which at times snowball into major armed nationalist movements when inspired by the politics of identity and the right to self-determination. An analysis of movements inspired by the right to self-determination go to show that willy-nilly such movements get rooted in acts of terror while challenging the conventional power of the state. This happens largely on account of the fact that terrorism is attractive. And it is attractive because it is lethal, low cost, can create publicity instantaneous, attract widest of attention, and in addition, terrorizes the people and demoralizes the security forces. Even otherwise, the appeal of terrorism has increased over the years, mainly because of its success achieved in some cases in bringing about some modification in political structure and of relations between and within nations. On the other hand, the appeal of conventional warfare has declined, largely on account of its increasing cost, likely intervention by the international community, and the nuclear balance. If you scan through the history of 20th century, you'll find that terror was a national agenda. In this century, terror has become an international agenda. This is because of the fact that you have organizations like Al-Qaeda and the cohorts which are bent on destroying the international system that represents civilized norms and practices of the world order. When threats used to emanate from the state, now you've witnessed the days terror and threat is posed by non-state actors, hostile societies, and even individuals. The players of terrorism can be the boys and the girls next door, from the suburbs, cities, lanes and bylanes of any place from any part of the world. What we see as a kind of sustenance to such kind of designs, narratives of alienation, marginalization, and indignity are highlighted in order to motivate younger and vulnerable sections of people to turn into suicide bombers and embrace martyrdom in order to find a place in the heaven. If you take into account the surge of terrorism after the invasion of Soviet Russia, you find that there is an Afghan jihad from 1979, there is a Kashmir jihad from end 1988, and there is a war on terror from October 2001, which have made Pakistan and Afghanistan as the epicenter of global terrorism, drug endemic, and nuclear proliferation. Jihad based on religion as an ideology has become the new defining challenge of the 21st century. Pakistan has turned into a center of religious bigotry, sectarian hatred, and multi-ethnic divisiveness. Pakistan is using jihad as part of its foreign policy so far as India is concerned. It is also being used as a force equalizer